Alright, what's up, Operation Poor Fam? Welcome back to the mountain, and by the mountain, this lovely shooting range here. So, please excuse the audio and everything. I got a sucker in my mouth right now, because I'm a child, obviously. But today we're going to hit on VR and what I really believe, what it's good for. Is it good for training? Is it better than Airsoft? And we're always talking about simulation. So I'm going to grab this Beretta 92 FS. Drop the mag, extract one out the chain. So it locked back. Pretty realistic, right? Look. I literally grabbed a mag from my belt. This ain't Call of Duty. This ain't one button press. I have to actually insert the mag into the weapon and rack the slide for it to work. And these are my hands in real life, by the way. I'm playing on Quest 2, so I got my pointer finger and my thumb. Grab this grenade. See, you can pull the ring. Oh shit. First try. You can pull the ring, hit the spoon, and just toss it. But at least in Pavlov, everything is super realistic. So let's take a couple shots. Now, in real life, I'm holding my hands. This is not a controller. Now, obviously, there's no crazy recoil, just vibration. However, I am getting a good sight picture with this. I have to hit the mag release, which is a button, and insert another mag. So let's hit this. And go easy real quick. Make sure I'm loaded up. And for warfare, guerrilla attack, whatever, just war in general, or if you're like a cop or you're just a gun dude, this is good training. Now this is just the shooting range portion. Hold on. I'm gonna walk over and get the sucker in my mouth. Alright. So, it's just the shooting range portion. We're about to actually go into a offline match just to hit on some very specific things and just kind of showcase what we got here. We got all kinds of weapons. You got all kinds of attachments you can work with. You got an ACOG for, times prism, a scope you can throw in any of the long guns pretty much. You got a Surefire light, laser, 45-degree offset, and they're always adding stuff to the game. You got a flashbang, a smoke, a bunch of different grenades, all kinds of stuff. Desert Eagle up there, Tech 9, weapon systems that I cannot afford. And this is definitely a budget option because everything is realistic. So obviously we got a sawed off right here, You manually have to grab the shells and put in. You can just flip it up like that. Here's an M249 saw. So if you're a civilian in the United States, especially if you're poor, you're not going to have one of these. However, what you're about to see is one, the barrel overheats, and then you can't fire no more. That happens. Not necessarily that you can't fire anymore, but once it starts to get red hot, you're supposed to stop firing it. So look, watch this. Up, Now I'm doing this all with my hands, guys. I know this is kind of really hard to understand. I'm doing the motion with my hands. I'm putting it up here. You got to put the links just right like that. Shut it. That's exactly how the Army taught me to do it. I'm not missing anything. Now, yes, there's a safety right here. We didn't have to worry about that, but see, if you didn't know how to reload a M249 saw, this $300 Quest 2 and this $25 game just taught you. It also taught you what the sight picture looks like, and it gives you a realistic example on how to use it. Now, obviously, it's not one-to-one to real life. However, you can use it. Now, you see what I just did? I squatted down and got in a kneeling position in real life, or at least a sitting position. I just squatted down in real life. And I know, I understand. It's like, oh yeah, dude, I get it. But like, a lot of people don't truly get the value of this. Let's say they're coming at me. I'm trying to hold the line right here. Undercover, I can duck undercover like that. Look at that. I could even get in the prone if I wanted to. I ain't got space right now, but I've done it before, trying to get in a good sniping position. And you can buy VR gun stocks. You can actually buy VR gun stocks that go to specific weapons, or like in general, just weapons. This is a good map to show you about the barriers and stuff. So 1911, we're loading in right now. Go ahead and grab an M4 with an EOTech, a vertical grip, and I'll put it on semi-auto mode. So it's what essentially every Minuteman carries right here. Maybe not an EOTech, but at least a Holosun, right? So right now we're laying down suppressive fire and enemy spawn. Look at this. I just ducked down in real life. I'm behind this barrier, but I'm ducked down in real life. Pop up. Oh, well, I died. He just domed my ass, but you get what I'm saying. See, it's like good. It's good training, though, guys. It really is. Like I said, you know, this is an M4. So obviously, it has a full auto mode. Grab my magazine, insert it, so you can smack it, or you can grab the charging handle. Just look how crazy, guys. This game specifically prides itself on being very realistic. It's got pretty much every mainstream, like, you know, we got AK-47s. What is this? A Mosin Nagant looks like. You can get mods for different things. Remington 700, 338 LePuy, an AUG, M16, M4, what is that, a SCAR, SMGs, I mean Scorpion, MP5, P90, and each one of these, get a little bit of cover here. Now I do not have a virtual stock, however, you see me working the bolt, and see look what happens when you leave it like that. Oh well. When you leave it like that, it won't fire. You gotta put it all the way in battery. And I'm not really trying here. I'm just trying to showcase, get a triple clip throw in there. Look at that, man. I just learned how to, if I didn't know how to work a Mosin, if I didn't know how to work a Mosin, I do now. And that's the biggest thing. This teaches you all kinds of weapon types and how to utilize them. And obviously, like I said, this is not a one-to-one type deal. However, this will definitely teach you about CQB tactics. This will teach you about cover. Definitely reloading. you know, it won't necessarily teach you about concealment, but it'll teach you about cover. Now, if you get on the online lobbies, then definitely, and I would do that, but we get a little bit crazy, and there is a lot of children that play this. So, if you're using it for the military aspect, for training for you and your team, then I don't know, it's definitely an option. I'll put it that way. It's, like I said, it's not a one-to-one, but alright guys, looks like it gave me a P90, but I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to grab an AK real quick, just a standard AK. It's full auto, look, rock the mag. I've never... I have never played on this map. See, look, I'm utilizing cover. Look, I can't do that in Call of Duty. Look at me shooting. See that? I can do this in real life, though. Utilizing cover. Right to the side, going in. Now, I also want to say, obviously, with the bots. Obviously, with the bots, man, it's like... It's not one-on-one. Once you go up against, like, other humans playing this, it really is force on force, human on human. You know, you see these bots making easy rookie mistakes. You see that? I just smacked my controller. But once you get, like, going, people really do. They use cover, they use concealment. See, like that, came right around the corner and got domed. Got smoked. Like I said, these are bots. They act a little bit different from humans. But that's how we do, man. This is a great training tool. And like clearing rooms and stuff, you can invite people and you can go at it. Now, like I said, I'm like lagging because my quest is about to die. Oh, this is where it's at, man. If you ain't got a lot of money, I mean, yes, Airsoft has pros, it has cons, like you're actually running. You know, I'm not actually walking. I may be actually holding the gun up and getting into a good shooting position, but I'm not actually walking. I am actually turning. You can do like this. I don't like doing that. It messes with my head. I like actually turning around, standing and like kneeling and stuff. Alright, so this isn't necessarily like 100% realistic right here because of the bots. They're just being dumb. But once you get on online lobbies, man, it is absolutely excellent. And especially if you use force on force with your team or with your friends in your club, you can get as realistic as you want to put it. I'll take it that way. I've noticed this suffers from the same thing that Airsoft suffers from. And that's, a lot of people just don't take it serious, and that's kind of why I stopped playing Airsoft, because, you know me. I'm over here trying to do like milsim, everything, like take it realistic. Like if you get shot once, you're dead, blah, 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 like 20 push-ups, you know what I'm saying? But like, this is a video game, you know. We sit here, I can actually hold this gun up and toss it, I can shoot it upside down, sideways. I can hold it like this, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like real life, man. I can get fired if I want to, I can work the action. I can do it all with this. But cover. Obviously, I was oh, oh shit! I didn't even see him. That was a good retreat to cover till I got shotgun in the back, but. So guys, throughout the rest of the video, this is essentially just montage of actual online gameplay. And throughout this you got to keep in mind, utilizing, cover, concealment, all the basics, picking corners and stuff like that. I do think this is a very solid option for actual CQB, and especially if you get a team in here and you guys are actually pretending it's real. Obviously there are some things, it's not a complete one-to-one. However, clearing a room in VR is the exact same as clearing a room in real life, because it's nothing but angles and stuff like that. So if you're solely trying to get good at CQB, I wholeheartedly believe that you can do that straight through VR. This isn't Call of Duty, this isn't Ready or Not, even though I like Call of Duty and I love Ready or Not as games. You can actually point the weapon, you can actually hold the weapon and aim the weapon in these games. You can actually reload. You have to manually reload these firearms, whether it be an M4, AK-47, a Steyr AUG, MP5. No matter what attachment, you manually have to work these firearms and point them and aim them. You'll see me later on in the video. You see right now I'm pointing, I'm telling this guy to go down the stairs. This also shows you how unpredictable it is. There's a lot of times I get absolutely destroyed and I had no idea there was a dude there, even with years of military experience and just training and stuff. I'm playing a little bit of airsoft, not too much, but a little bit of airsoft. It is actually crazy, the KD ratio. And even with airsoft, I've noticed, unless it's strictly milsim, or like on here if you're on a milsim server, obviously people would not be as ballsy as real life. In real life they wouldn't be as ballsy, I'll put it that way, simply because real bullets mean real consequences. Here a lot of the shots get lucky, mainly because I'm spraying suppressive fire right here, but let's say I pop back and die, I don't know if I do or not. It's it's just 50-50, but it's more like, hey, in real life, if you got bullets coming your way, you're probably not going to be ballsy enough to take a well-aimed shot. You only got one life, there's no respawn. So it's not a complete one-to-one. However, you are getting plenty of reps and you are actually in it to an extent. This is the best. This is far better than using a keyboard and mouse. This is far better than using an Xbox controller. I mean, you are actually in the virtual space. I'm moving my arms, I'm aiming the weapon, I am pocketing it in my shoulder, and especially if I had a VR stock, don't even worry about it. If I had a VR stock, guys, I mean, you're literally shouldering the weapon, you're reloading, you're putting the mag where it's supposed to go. You see me and this dude here, I just kind of picked him up. He's extremely tall. I'm 6'2". I mean, he's got to be like 7 foot. But see, we're working as a team right now. This is randoms. I didn't invite anybody. I tell him, I'm like, hey, come on. Look at that. I'm pointing, telling him, hey, come on. We're working on teamwork right now. Working on corners, stuff like that. Come on, guys. It don't get no better than this. And like I said, I mean, 100%. It's not a one-to-one, but this is as close as you can get. This is as close as you can get. Now I want to hit off on some things. All you need is like a 5 foot by 5 foot area, or a 3 foot by 3 foot area, depending on if you want to go kneeling or prone. The thing is, you can do this in a studio apartment in the middle of New York. There are no laws saying you can't own an M4 in a video game in New York. You can get training on weapon platforms, such as myself. I use it to train on weapon platforms that I will never be able to afford, but I might encounter on a invasion-esque battlefield. Also, weapons that I do not have access to. So that is something, if you live in New York and you're not supposed to have semi-automatic rifles, you can get that here. You know what I'm saying? You can get training on those platforms and not actually break any laws, which is extreme. That goes for Canada, Europe, all that. You can get extremely good at these games, and I about guarantee if you're ever handed a real rifle, you'll be somewhat proficient in it. Now, yes, it's not real gas. Yes, it's not real bullets, but you know how it operates. That's the biggest thing. You know what the sight picture is. You know how it operates. You know the reloading procedures. There are no malfunctions in this game currently, Pavlov VR that is. However, you can actually induce some malfunctions by not like racking the slide, or if it's a bolt action, not putting the bolt action and battery all the way, just little stuff like that. But it's legit, guys. It's legit. So enjoy the rest of this complication. I think I've made my my piece. $300 plus $25 game cannot be beat. It's like unlimited airsoft. You don't have to waste gas to go anywhere. You don't have to waste money on BBs. It's just that initial payment and then electricity to charge it, and then you'll never have to do it again. Alright guys, I want to just hit off a couple channel announcements while we just watch this together. I think I get grenaded here. Yeah, got blown apart right there. You see that? Oh man, that was rain. I didn't even hear that grenade. That was crazy. But channel announcements. Discord is live. I'm going to try to leave it in the description. If not, it is in my YouTube bio. Please join that if you're at all interested in the prepared citizen space. We don't look down on anybody or whatever. You ain't got to be a Navy SEAL to join. As well as, a like and a sub means a lot, for real. I don't make anything off these videos, as of currently at least. I really put my heart in them. I really think people need to know how to protect themselves. There is no, there's no bad intentions with it. And I know it's really hard to believe, especially if you're on, like a separate political spectrum. It's like, oh, dude, bull. But no, it's really not. I really want people to know how to protect themselves, and I feel like people they live in this bubble, and it's a bubble of safety. It's not community, it's not even a people thing, it's not even really a government thing. I don't hit on anything domestic, but it's like, if somebody really wanted to, like if a different country really wanted your country, I guarantee they could take it. People really don't realize how easy it is to topple a country and just take it over. And I know that sounds crazy, but like seriously though, let's say France pisses off England one day, and England says, you know what, France, that's it. This is all hypothetical, but you know what I'm saying. Theoretically, if they wanted to, they could just take it out. I mean, let's be honest. It might be like a 30-day war, but like if they really wanted to, and like the laws of war was out the window, like people don't realize how easy it is. Just nuke all the major cities and just wipe it out. Just comb it over, and there you go. That's literally the U.S. That's how you take out anything. Just nuke the major cities, and then. And I know this sounded pretty schizo here, but just hear me out. I think people need to understand military tactics. Like, I think it needs to be a requirement just to be alive at this point, because the potential of it happening just seems to be on the rise. Whether you're in the U.S., whether you're in Canada, France, wherever you are, it just seems like good knowledge to have. And I'm not trying to be schizo. I'm not even going to say it ever will happen to you in your country, but like seriously, it's better to have a good heart and have a good headspace and know this stuff than be the bad guy, so to speak. Hopefully that makes sense. That's why I make these videos. It's not to make money on my part. I don't make anything. My videos, one, aren't monetized, and as well as, oh yeah, Patreon, by the way. Patreon in the description. If you do want to throw a couple bucks a month my way, I'd appreciate it. But, yeah, guys. Like, comment, sub. I just wanted to give that little chat, a couple channel announcements. See you guys next time on the mountain. Peace.